Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been going over a series of video presentations I'm creating for the Rankin Technical College AWT Application Web Development 1111.NET Framework with Web Databases class. In particular, I'm going through our textbook, ASP.NET MVC with Entity Framework and CSS by Naylor, and I'm in the middle of Chapter 6 of 18. We are up to, as mentioned at the end of the previous video, updating the HTTP post version. Alright, it says now that we have a working view to allow users to input some images for a new product, we need to update the post version in order to process the newly submitted products and images. In doing this, we're going to process the incoming data from a view model rather than use the default model binding behavior. This code will address the scenario whereby a user does not make a choice from a drop-down, but then chooses from a following one. If this happens, the image number property will be set to the lowest number available. As an example, if the user does not make a choice for product image 1, but then chooses a file for product image 2, the file chosen will become the first image for the product. We're going to update the method so it takes a product view model as an input parameter rather than a product, and then manually assigns the data in this view model to a new product. Alter the HTTP post version of the create method as follows. So let's take it from the top here. This will be the create through, the name of the method through the check for it if model state dot is valid. All right, so that's this. Okay, as it says, again, we're taking a view model in there as our parameter. We're setting all this stuff up. Get a list of selected elements without any blanks. Let's try to move this down just a tad. Okay. Here's our for loop. Alright, then we've got our if model state is valid. We're going to come back and look at everything in just a moment. Alright, then after that, we want to add this, and that looks like, yep, that'll be the rest of it. Let's just grab everything after the if statement. So we're going to replace that with this. Alright, so that's our new code. So let's leave this up here. This code changes the input parameter to a product view model. All right. We then create a new product instance named product and assign the data from the simple type properties of the view model variable into the product's properties using the code that you see right here. Next, we come in, and as it says, we create a new list of product image mappings that will be used to hold any image mappings for the new product with the code product image mappings equal this here. The product image values from the view model are then assigned as a single string array, and any blank entries are removed from the array. That's what's happening in here. So it says, next we create a new list of product image mappings that will be used to hold any image mappings for the new product. The product image values from the view model are then assigned to a simple array, and any blank entries are removed from the array. And that's what's going on in there. All right, then we've got the standard code put in here to check if the model is valid. And if it is, we're trying to submit it to the database. After that, we added the new material that you see right here on the screen. All right. A couple things the author mentions here. The model state now represents the view model object. So this is what is checked for validity. Also, adding the product to the database adds the product image mappings and ensures that all of the relevant IDs will be generated. Finally, the code deals with a scenario where the model state was not valid, all right, and it generates a list of select elements for the view. But this time it also sets the selected elements in each list. All right, we're making headway. Good time to save. That's what we just did. Next, we're going to add some code to enable all the images associated with a product to be displayed when viewing a product's details. We're going to display one main image from the product images folder, followed by every image relating to the thumbnails, the related thumbnails. Remember, I think we're still talking about a maximum of 5 images in here. All right. To achieve this, modify the view products details.cs HTML as shown. So let's bring that up. I'm looking right here, and it looks like this stuff is already in there. So let's double check that. So again, the view products details. All right. And we've got the category name, etc., model name, model description, model price. All right. But before this div that you see right here, looks like before the ending DL. So right in here, we are told that we are to add this new code that is shown on page 151, and that's right here. Again, let's try to pretty it up a tad. We're not getting any errors, which is always a good sign. So that's all right here. Again, I've got my own maybe quirky way of trying to set this stuff up. And what I do doesn't necessarily mean that's going to make it easier or understandable for you. And I'm just doing it so I can kind of see what lines up with what. All right. So the author mentions in this new code here, and again I'm on the top of page 151 in the text. So the code first checks that the product has images associated with it. If it does, it orders the product image mappings by image number and then displays the first image in the ordered list from the content/product images web directory. The image is displayed, the stuff is displayed in here. This uses url.content to display a URL, all right, for the content product images projects folder, and then generates the file name from the matching product image for the record rather. The code then loops through the matching product image mappings ordered by image number and displays it. Now this is also an example they mentioned in here of what's referred to as lazy loading. All right, and remember we talked about eager loading and we talked about lazy loading. There it is on the bottom of 151. With lazy loading, the stuff is not brought in until it's needed. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but it's not brought into memory or wherever it's going to be used until it's needed. All right, and we talked about an example of that earlier, that when you put link code in, the actual query that you put in with link doesn't run until you tell it to be executed, typically not where it's put. That's an example of lazy loading. On the other hand, with eager loading, you want something basically to run right away. All right. It says to see the new product creation in action with images, add a new product named test creation with images and place the image 05 to image 03 files in product image 2 through 5. So we are supposed to do this. All right. This will test the scenario where the user leaves an image blank and enters an image in the next slot. So you'll notice there's nothing in image 1. There's nothing in image 3. Okay? So we're going to save this, run the program, and bring up our products create. So save this. We will again bring up our products create, so we'll view this in the browser. And again, you'll have to trust me that once this comes up, I'm going to type in this stuff. All right. So we've got our products create, still loading. Should bring up a blank new one where we can, our create product, where we can indeed create a product. Now again, this is taking so long to load because again, I am in the middle of producing the presentation I made just a few minutes ago. Here we go. All right, so the name, this is supposed to be test creation with images. The description, test description. The price looks like it's just $1. The category will be close. The first image will be empty where it says choose image. The second image, we are to choose image 5. The third image is to be blank. The fourth image is to be image 4. And the fifth image is to be image 3. All right, now that's cut down quite a bit here so you can see all of it. There we go. Well, one more. There we are. All right, so again, that is meant to look like, all right, what's in the book. Now, these are skewed over here because I made this so small. But again, test creation with images, test description, $1 close, nothing, image 5, nothing, image 4, image 3. All right. Now, when you create the product, the images will be assigned to the product. So image 5 should be assigned image number 0, image 4, image number 1, and image 3, image number 2. So let's see if indeed that's the case. So we're going to click Create. That should create it for us. There we go. All right. And I'm not worried about this, but I'm worried about, let's stop the run here. Let's go back into here. We're not running. Let's again go into our product image mappings. Let's right mouse click and choose Show Table Data and look at the last one that we put in here. And 1, 0, 18, now that's got 9 and I have 10. 2, 1, 18, I've got 6 there. And 3, 2, 18, and I've got 5 there. All right. And let's look at the product images. Show table data. All right. 1, I've got 1. The book says we should have here 1, 4, 5, 6, 10, like 12. I think I'm missing 1 in here. I have an image that was in here that's not here any longer. All right. But I think you get the idea that the stuff is being added as it's supposed to be being added. Now, let's also do this. I guess I should have ran it, kept it up there, but we'll bring it up right again because I want to show you this from page 154. So let's view this in the browser. All right, let's bring this back up again. All right, so let's now go to product details. All right, and I don't like the way this looks. It says here we're supposed to have 18, so mine, maybe I'll try 17. All right. Well, let's try 18 and see what it says. Yeah, look. Oh, product details. Close. Test creation with images. Test description, $1. Image 5 and the 3 images. Wow. So this is the new test product complete with images. Now these images are basically just placeholders, as you can see. That's not really important. All right, bottom of page 154. Let's stop the run here. I'm very happy over the way this is coming together. So with the bottom of page 154, boy, this is already big. I'm going to stop right here and continue on in just a couple minutes.